If you have to give your little kid a consequence every single time that they hit or throw, then you're not actually disciplining them or teaching them anything. You're just following them around, controlling what they do. Now, don't get me wrong, discipline and consequences are super important. That's a really important piece of parenting in a way that doesn't turn into like permissive parenting. But we have to remember, if your little one is constantly hitting or throwing or having tantrums or anything like that, just looking for my makeup. There we go. If they're constantly doing these things, even after you have been consistently implementing consequences, then they still don't know what else to do. And that's the missing piece that I think so many parents are forgetting about, is that you can't just give them consequences to stop the hitting and stop the tantrums. You can't just ignore them, because then it relies on you. You have to be constantly there to give them the consequences so that they don't do those behaviors. Instead, the consequences, the boundaries, all of that sort of stuff needs to be like 10% of what you're doing. The other 90% needs to be actually teaching them skills to handle their dysregulation, essentially, because pretty much every tricky behavior boils down to some sort of dysregulation. So if they're constantly throwing tantrums or hitting when they're frustrated or yelling or throwing toys or like flailing on the floor, whatever it may be, they're dysregulated. And that tells me that they don't know how to handle that anger, upset, frustration, jealousy, disappointment, etc. So your main focus should not be the consequences, like, hey, if you hit, you don't get to watch, or hey, if you hit, you have to sit over here with me. That might stop it temporarily, but it's not going to stop it for good. The thing you need to focus on is teaching them what else to do with that emotion. Hey, when you're angry, here is, you can do power hands, or you can throw some beanbags on the floor, or you can carry this basket of really heavy books back and forth. Like, let's get your body moving. Let's regulate your body so your anger has an outlet. By the way, that's exactly what I teach in my Calm Down guide. That has activities, and it has a whole framework that I teach, a body before behavior framework of how to actually teach your little ones to regulate through playing games. Because that's when you're going to see the difference, right? You can give your kids consequences a million times over, but if they don't know what else to do, they're still going to do what you don't want them to do.